I'm going to be grilling a Tri Tip, and I'm going to make this delicious Tri Tip Torta. Let's first start off by removing any fat and silver skin we see. Doesn't have to be perfect, just get as much as you can. The backside of the Tri Tip is particularly bad, so make sure you remove as much fat as you can. And as you can see, there's a lot. I picked up this Tri Tip over at Kroger. It's a choice Tri Tip, but it has some really good marbling. My trimming skills are nothing to brag about, but it gets the job done. Look at that marbling. This Tri Tip is going to be great. Take note of how different the grain runs on the Tri Tip. About halfway through the Tri Tip, the grain changes. This is important to take note because the grain will determine how you're going to slice it at the end. And sometimes when the Tri Tip is cooked, it's kind of hard to tell. The other thing I'm going to point out, the edges tend to cook a little bit faster than the middle part. So always target your internal temperatures in the middle part of the Tri Tip. To my surprise, I received a package while I was filming this. It's a stainless steel grate for my Weber Jumbo Joe. I guess Christmas came early this year. I was going to cook this Tri Tip on the Santa Maria grill, but since a new stainless steel grate is here, let's fire up that Jumbo Joe. I had my Jumbo Joe for a while. I've used it on a bunch of cooks, and I definitely needed to upgrade the grates. I'm a big fan of the stainless steel grates. I have an easy spin grate for my regular Weber kettle, so I figured I'd upgrade my Jumbo Joe. The Weber Jumbo Joe is great for small cooks like burgers, hot dogs, steaks. You could even smoke on it. And it's a great companion grill for the larger kettle. You could cook some sides on it. Oh, and did I mention that this is a portable grill? Because it is. The Jumbo Joe is very underrated. It's a really great grill. I'm a big fan. I'm gonna first salt my Tri Tip. Now normally I would leave this overnight. This is also known as the dry brine, so if you have time, be sure to do this. Be sure to get the sides as well. Next, I'm gonna season it with pepper. With Tri Tip, I like to keep it very simple. I like salt, pepper, and a little bit of garlic. I'm gonna do a reverse sear on this Tri Tip. I'm going to be smoking at a low temperature until it reaches about 115 degrees. Once it reaches 115 degrees, I'm going to sear it until it hits a perfect medium rare. I'll also be probing it to monitor internal temperatures. Right now it's reading 49 degrees. Okay, the Tri Tip's almost hit 115. It's time to check up on it. The steak might not look good right now, but it will once I sear it. Now normally I would be dumping in fresh lit coals for the sear, but there's still enough charcoal in the basket. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the Tri Tip and get the charcoals nice and hot. These charcoals are nice and hot. It's time to sear. This smells awesome. Make sure you get the other side. It looks and smells amazing. So remove that lid here. Keep rotating it. You also got to make sure to get the sides. Oh wow, this looks awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and temp it, and it's reached a perfect 130 degrees. When cooking a big roast like this, whether it's picanha or Tri Tip, make sure to rest it. The rest is really, really important. A good rest will be about 15 or so minutes. I'm gonna be wrapping this Tri Tip in aluminum foil and letting it rest. While it's resting, I'm gonna go ahead and clean out the grates. Ball aluminum foil is all you need. I like to spray mine with oil right before putting it away. And it's good and ready for the next cook. The Tri Tip has rested about 15 minutes, and now it's time to slice. I can't cook a Tri Tip without explaining how to slice it. There's a lot of explanations out there about the proper way of slicing a Tri Tip. The key things to remember is always remember where the grain is running and cut against it. If this is the first time doing it, it could be a little tricky. I'll start off by cutting it in half. Ooh, that perfect medium rare. Now, as explained before, you'll want to cut against the grain. The great thing about Tri Tip, or some people might call it a disadvantage, the Tri Tip's ends tend to be a little bit more cooked than the middle. And so while the middle, you got a nice medium rare, the sides might be a medium well. So if your guests prefer a little bit a steak more done, slice them off a little bit of the edges. Since it's just the two of us eating today, I'm only going to slice half of the tri-tip. The other half will make some great leftovers. Let's build out this torta. I'm using some Bolillo bread. I'm going to start off by laying a thin layer of refried beans. Next, I'm going to put in my tri-tip. I'm going to put some queso Oaxaca and melted cheese. Once melted, I'll put in the lettuce, tomato, some avocado, and some jalapeno peppers. And boom, here we go. This tri-tip torta is incredible. You can never go wrong with tri-tip. This torta was awesome. It tasted, had all really good flavors. Some of the ingredients you'll want to add is maybe some chipotle sauce, crema on there, pico de gallo, maybe some tortilla strips. Similarly to what I made with that Mexican style burger. I'm gonna leave a link up there above. You should definitely check it out if you haven't already.